Great Britain is one of those rare destinations that somehow manages to fit royal palaces, dramatic coastlines, and centuries of history into one incredible island. Because there is so much to cover, we brought in the ultimate insider today. I'm Alison, and in this info session we're going to be breaking down everything you need to know to plan the perfect British getaway. Let's jump right in. Joining us today is Miss Ritushri Dhankher. She's the Travel, Trade and Aviation Manager for Great Britain. Thank you so much for being with us, and we're so excited to have you today.
Great pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be at the offices of TripToGo for the special occasion of talking about destination Britain, and especially for your clients, why it should be the destination of choice.
So for travelers considering coming to Britain, how would you describe the destination and what makes it unique on like a global travel stage?
I've always felt, I've been with this industry and especially with Britain for almost 17 years now. And I always say that there's nowhere quite like Britain because it's a small island, but it packs in a big punch. It's got so many aspects. It's made up of 3 nations, just Great Britain, whereas UK is England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, but Britain is England, Scotland, Wales. So there's nowhere like Britain. There's so many things that you can do. Most of the stuff that we see today, for example, on TV and film is also filmed. All the locations are in Britain. So that makes it very unique because we've always been filming those things, but they want to visit these locations that they see on film and TV. So I feel that definitely makes it a unique proposition besides the landscape, besides the familiarity that we have with the destination, besides the history and culture, also the screen tourism like we call it. So that definitely makes it a place to go.
Great Britain is associated with London. Beyond the capital, what regions and cities would you encourage visitors to explore?
Very interesting question, because it's one of the biggest challenges to explain the biggest difference between Britain, England, and London. A lot of people think it's equals to each other and they overlap, which is not the case. London's just the capital of England. There's so much more to Britain beyond England as well. Like I said, Britain is England, Scotland, Wales. So London definitely will always remain, as you would know, the key gateway into Britain because it's one of the busiest airports, Heathrow. There's also Gatwick, but now there are other gateways that are coming up. So beyond London, there's more to discover, like Manchester, another gateway into the north of England, and then you have places like the southeast of England, Kent, Harrogate, Canterbury, Brighton, and all of that region. Southwest is your Bath, Bristol, Cornwall, Devon, and then northeast of England, again, very beautiful region, Durham, Newcastle, Yorkshire, very, very culturally rich, landscape rich. All of that put together is definitely way much more to explore than London.
Yeah. And how do these cities differ in terms of culture, traditions, and visitor experiences?
Okay, so because England and all of Britain is so varied, each aspect offers something different for the traveler. Easiest of example would be the cuisine and the dialect. Like the moment you go somewhere outside London and you start, oh, this person does speak English, but it's different. And even though there are castles everywhere dotted across all of Britain, they are distinctive to that region. So when you step out of London and go into, for example, the southwest of Oxford, Stratford, Bath, and Bristol, you see the big literary culture. So you have everything Shakespeare and all the works of that Shakespeare, Jane Austen, and then you go up towards the north of England. That's very different because the landscape changes so slightly, the food changes. The northeast is very well known for Harrogate and its tea. Different regions are offering different value, and that's why we suggest that you need to get out of London, and everything is very accessible. So nothing is far. Definitely go beyond London, because the regions is where all the mystery and the history and the culture lies.
Yeah, I've actually heard that if you're driving in England, almost 30 minutes, you have a different accent every time you drive.
Exactly, and if you drive a tad bit more, you're in some beach.
Yeah, that's amazing. Great Britain has a rich history spanning thousands of years. What cultural and historical experiences should first-time visitors prioritize?
Typically, as per our research, we know that first-time visitors are keen to look at all the castles, cathedrals, the iconic sites, and they are also very keen on the cuisine, trying different food, local flavors at the popular restaurants. Having said that, we would like to push that icons will always remain key and important, but it's also good to do icons with a twist. Give you a quick example what I mean by that. There's a thing called the Kayak Company in London. They show you London on River Thames with kayaks. So it's iconic. You're seeing the London Bridge, like it's popularly known. You are on River Thames. You'll see the iconic sights as you go on the Thames, but you're doing it on a kayak. Another quick example would be Battersea Power Station, for example. There's something called Lift 109. You shoot up to 109 level, and there you have this beautiful bird's eye view of the entire London stretched out in front of you. So that's just different.
Wow, so there's no shortage of cultural experiences or unique experiences you can do.
Not at all.
I did not know about the kayaks. That is really interesting. I think a lot of people would be interested in doing
And
that.
the same things can be done outside London as well, like the icons. That, for example, the Pembrokeshire coast in Wales is very well known for a lot of adventure activity, but also just hiking and walking and cycling, which more and more North Americans are actually doing. You know, we know the North Americans love to hike, they love to cycle, and they love to experience new things. So all these areas are good to explore the moment you get out of London, because otherwise you're just doing the usual that everyone is doing, but you get a flavor when you step out.
What are some authentic local cuisines that travelers can enjoy? I know that most iconic would be fish and chips. What else can travelers experience?
Well, Britain is actually an amalgamation of, the cuisines of the world. So I can never say that this is purely British unless, like your Scotch egg or shepherd's pie or Yorkshire pudding or pigs in a blanket. I would say in terms of cuisine, definitely when you get out of London and go to for example, Southeast, as I was mentioning, it's very well known for coastal food. So fresh catch of the day almost at all the restaurants, and even in Brighton. All of that belt is also very, very getting popular for vineyards. So pairing wine with the coastal cuisine is definitely a must do. Those are the kind of things. And if they are going to the south, to the northeast, I was saying tea, and then crumpets and scones. That's very British, So having tea with a big, afternoon tea experience. You get that in London, yes, but you'll get that in other cities outside, and very much more authentic because, with a full welcome to the region.
Yeah, so that's definitely a must. If you're going to England, you want the traditional
Yes.
English tea, but even going outside of London,
Yes.
you can get I think more local jams.
More local jams, preserves like they call it.
And you can't forget a traditional English breakfast as well.
Oh,
That's
yes.
definitely a must. And beans
Yes.
on toast and all of that would be iconic.
I would urge them to do that in a local place rather than a big chain hotel.
Yeah, local, so you have the better experience.
Yes.
What do you think surprises visitors most about the scale of diversity in tourism that people can have in England and Scotland and Wales?
One thing that you said, I think that sums it up perfectly, that how the scale of diversity can be still in a nutshell, is because even if you keep driving for an hour and a half, 2 hours, you're in a completely new place, a new town, a new village, or even the coastline. So you can expect something new every time you get out of the city, whichever you're basing it in. So whether it's London, Manchester, Edinburgh, Glasgow, Cardiff, just when you get into those road trips, when you're getting out or take the train or flight from London, you're flying into Scotland, that's doable as well. You do expect that it's a different country, different landscape altogether. So yeah, I think that perfectly summarizes Britain. Within so less, there's so much.
Is there an ideal time of year to visit?
Summer is a great time, but we try and push off-shoulder seasons, and now the season's only extended. We have people going from April almost till even mid-November. So even though the summertime is very beautiful, but it can be very busy unless you book much in advance and make sure that all your accommodation and everything is taken care of. I would ideally say go for April, May, and then September, October, November, because weather is always changing. It's not that cold anymore, so nothing to worry about in terms of what to pack, but obviously you will get a better experience.
And Great Britain is one of the world's leading aviation hubs. How accessible is this destination for international travelers?
We are more and more excited to the way we are connected in terms of aviation for Great Britain from North America. You see, aviation and airline interest is constantly growing from North America, and we are very proud that even from the West Coast that there's constantly rising, and even New York has lots of flights getting into some of these regions. We are also using Aer Lingus from all of North America, not just Canada, but also US. Aer Lingus also connects you to those smaller cities like Bristol and York. From Manchester, you get to see all of the north. You also get to see a bit of, you can also from Manchester go into the West Midlands region, which covers your Stratford, Oxford, all of that, little bit of that area, and then North Wales. A lot of people also getting to North Wales from Manchester. So that works very well as well. So very promising right now. We are very, I think the increase in aviation is a big boost to our tourism industry as well from this market into Britain.
Especially with direct flights. So
especially with direct
one
flights.
Stop, no worries. How important is tourism in Great Britain's economy, and what impact does that have on local communities?
We are very excited to share all the time that the impact of tourism is always rising in terms of Britain's economy. But more than that, because of these priority that we have, emphasis that we lay on extending into Britain's regions and nations, that is exactly what helps deliver the economic impact into the communities. So giving back to those smaller communities in the villages and the towns and across the regions of Britain.
Do travelers need a visa or any specific travel documents when entering Britain?
So as residents of this region, you don't really need a visa unless you are an immigrant and you are not a resident yet, then you would. But if you're from this region, then you need something called an ETA, which is an electronic travel authorization before you travel. It's a very quick 2-minute process. There's an app for it, and it literally takes 2 to 5 minutes to complete it. Beyond that, a new regulation has come into play recently, starting of this year, in particular from the government. And what that says is that if any point any resident has a dual citizenship or a dual passport, or their parents were born in Britain, or they were probably born in Britain, then they would need a British passport. If they don't already have one, chances are they will have one. If not, there's a list of around 16 documents as proof that they need to provide. They just need to provide 3 of those 16, and then they can apply for a British passport. It's called a dual passport, a dual citizenship, and that's good to go.
Any Canadian or American passport holders just need to fill out a quick form before heading there, and then they don't need a visa.
That's right, yes.
Perfect.
That's perfectly right.
And what apps or tools would you recommend travelers download before arriving?
So definitely they will do the ETA one, which is the app for the travel documentation. Besides that, I would highly encourage to go to our website, which is visitbritain.com. All the information that they want to find about whichever destination they are going to, whether it's what to do, where to go, where to stay, what to eat, everything's on that. So visitbritain.com is a good tool to refer to. And also, we have something called the Travel Trade Newsletter that we do monthly, and I would highly encourage you to kind of get onto that.
And do you have any transportation tips for first-time visitors using trains, domestic flights, public transit, anything?
Definitely. So we highly recommend people using local transportation, especially rails. So last year, British Rail completed 200 years, and there's still actually a whole museum dedicated to this tour that they've put together called Railway 200. If they are planning to take the train, it's ideal to take the BritRail Pass. If they are going across Great Britain, then there's something called the GB Rail Pass that they should take. Only tourists can take that. So that means they need to buy it before they leave. So that is a good one. There's something called an Oyster card that helps you also tap through the subways over there. It's called the Underground, for example, and it's also used at the local buses that you're navigating within London. Outside of London, it's always good to go into any of those nice websites, or if you are booking it for them, to book the rail tickets in advance before they go, because nothing like traveling point to point on rail. And if they're booking a self-drive, book it from here and go. We would always say book it in advance, because when you pay in your own currency, you save the buck, and your buck travels much more further when you're in the actual destination.
So it's always best to be prepared, have everything in
Yes.
advance, and you'll be good to go.
Quick example, if you're visiting the iconic sites, for example, in London or even outside, it's always good to buy those tickets at your home place so that you save time and you save money.
What type of accommodation can travelers expect when staying in Britain, from luxury hotels, boutique hotels, or any like countryside stays?
All of that and much more, because not just all the biggest and the fanciest and the luxurious chains of hotels are there, but there are these beautiful boutique properties, the bed and breakfast dotted across all of Britain, because nothing like staying local, eating local, and being welcomed in the morning by the lady of the house to say, oh, come, we have breakfast ready. So definitely those bed and breakfast places, you can stay in castles, you can stay in manor houses. Book them in advance, because most of them get really busy, especially during the heavy months period. Another thing that's getting very popular, staying on a pub. So there are these pubs which sublet rooms upstairs, and they're very beautiful just for tourists, but they're few. That's why book in advance, find which pub that they would want to stay to. There's lots of them in the southwest. Then there are these fancy farm to fork properties as well, wherein they will take the guests to forage in their beautiful gardens, pick up the food that they want to eat, come back, and that's what they will cook for you. So you can stay in one of those properties as well.
Wow.
So there's lots of options and much more.
All of that sounds amazing. Thank you. Looking ahead, what excites you most about the future of tourism for Britain?
I think one of the biggest things that excites me, and this is a very personal point of view, and obviously everyone will think differently, is the fact that we are constantly trying to give back to the communities in Britain. We are constantly trying to extend beyond the obvious, beyond what's been mostly known, like London, for example, or Edinburgh. We are trying to say, go discover those regions. It gives me a lot of confidence to see that we are able to push that nations and regions, and that is our priority, that is our focus, because that is what will give back to all local communities and increase the value of tourism into Britain.
And finally, what message would you like to share with our TripToGo travelers who are considering Great Britain for their next getaway?
If you want to travel to Britain, you must go beyond London. That's the first tip. The second tip is plan well in advance so that you do not spend time standing there in lines or making an itinerary the night before to do the next day. The third tip would be open-minded, be there to discover, experience, and find newer places. People are very welcoming. Go to that local tea shop or that local pub or to the lakes that you haven't been. And there's a lot of similarity in the North America market in terms of the landscape. So go discover that, go find that. I would highly encourage travel more, experience more, and spend more time discovering the region.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been wonderful learning more about everything that Great Britain has to offer, and we really appreciate it.
Most welcome. Thank you again for having me. I'm really happy to be doing this, and I hope this has helped in some way for all the travelers and all of you guys.
Thank you so much. That is all the time we have for today, but what an incredible look at Great Britain. To everyone watching, we hope this gave you an inspiration you need to finally book that ticket. For more deep dives, expert insights, and destination spotlights, follow us on all of our social media channels so you don't miss anything. Once again, I'm Alison, and I'll see you in the next one.